Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our first episode of season 3. So I know that Matt and I took a little bit of break in between seasons, so we could get a little bit of our self care in. I guess I know Matt went on a trip. I also went on a trip, so now we're back, but we're here with Frank, a familiar face.
What's going
Frank,
on,
how's it
Frank?
going?
Welcome back.
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Second time on the show, my friend. Welcome
I
back.
know, I know. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, so tell our listeners. I mean, obviously, you have such a great story. We were going to bring you back either way, but tell our listeners what you're back here for today.
So my book, the pre-sale launched on the 20th. So that's out and it's actually out. If you could go to my website, frank-parisi.com, you could get it. You'll get a
Nice.
signed copy of it as well. So
Oh,
that's what I'm doing. We have bundles, we have the new shirts. Those are pretty cool. The back of it says "Stay Family Plus Purpose."
yeah, I
So
love
you
it.
could get the shirt with the book, the Kindle version. And I'm just doing a bunch of stuff now, guys. I'm doing a lot of motivational speaking. I'm rolling out a mindset and fitness coaching program. I already have several people signed up for it. It's not even launched yet, but just out here doing cool stuff. And then I have a
Yeah.
bunch of other business stuff that's about to pop off too. So I built my body back over the past year.
Yeah.
It's been
I've seen that.
phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
So
I've seen that. It's
No
insane.
kidding.
Congratulations to you. And what
so
inspired
grateful.
you to I know you kind of talked about the book the last time you were here. So kind of refresh the listeners or the new listeners that have come on to the show since you've been on. What inspired you to write the book and what exactly is the book about?
Yeah, good
Okay,
question.
so what inspired me to write the book was last year, in June 3rd, well, May 8th, I actually was rushed to the hospital. Again, I don't want to go through the whole story, I guess, but I had a cough for 5 months, went to several doctors, no one knew what it was. Then on May 8th, I coughed up a half a bottle of Gatorade, which had blood in it.
Oh,
Went to see my pulmonologist. The pulmonologist admitted me into the hospital, and on went this crazy 6-week journey where I had 4 surgeries, one which was a heart transplant. While I was in there in the hospital, I wanted to write a book so my son had it and his future generations would to have it.
nice. I love that.
Um,
Phenomenal.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that was the
I love that.
inspiration behind the book. The book is about my life. And I break down, it's not just a memoir, it's also a self-help. So it's not just about my life, it's about how I've overcome everything I have to create and develop the man that I am today. And I
Love
break it
that.
down through my 5 pillars, which is faith, family, health, hustle, purpose, to have an abundant life. So I'll be honest, writing the book was like the most, I mean, I've done so much work on myself. I've been sober. I'm coming up on 13 years. I've done inner child work. I've done work through the steps multiple times, multiple fourth and fifth steps, the amends process. I mean, I've done different retreats. Nothing compares to writing this book.
I'm sure.
I
I
mean,
could imagine.
Sure.
the therapeutic value that I gained from it, the clarity of my life that I gained from it has been so beautiful. So for that, I'm so grateful. Just for the experience of writing the book. It took a whole year, and now it's here, and it's been super
I've
cool, man. Super, super cool. I'm so
I've
grateful.
heard I've heard this from several people, friends of mine that have written books as well, that it was very therapeutic. It was very like peeling back it was like an experience of peeling back the layers of an onion, right? Like this is the way they described it, where, they had the same kind of thought process. Hey, I want to write a book about X, Y, and Z, whatever the subject matter is. But in doing so, it revealed to them internally and personally so much more, like that therapeutic side of taking the time to really peel back those layers and talk about it, right? And so
Yeah.
it makes me, it makes me feel good that when I hear you say the same thing, like this was a year experience of me just pulling back and just kind of really focusing and talking about myself and leaving it for my son and future generations. Like that's inspirational.
It's a
His whole
beautiful thing,
story is
brother.
inspirational for sure.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's been a beautiful process. I just went back to New York last week and just took my son back there and just reflecting because like my book is a lot of that takes place in New York. And
Yeah.
just reflecting, going through like the streets and remembering the person that I was, because not just a heart transplant, I have a whole recovery journey as well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
you
completely different
know?
person.
So just remembering the, the insanity of how I lived and how the energy is completely shifted, and how I walk a different man down those streets. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to kind of touch, you've said that the man you are today and the man that you've become, I know that you put in a lot of work in between who you were back then and the man you are today. And I believe part of this is how you became who you are today is giving back and being of service. Is that correct? I know that that's like one of
Absolutely,
your
brother.
main pillars.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, brother. It's purpose, right? My
Yeah.
purpose is I'm God's offering to the world, bro.
And is
Yeah.
I'm
that
here,
like,
I'm truly here, Chris, to serve, bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
You were a vessel of message, right?
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
can you contribute you being of service to your sobriety as well in keeping you sober?
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. I mean, it keeps it so fresh and green, brother, right? Like when I'm being of service to that new guy, right? That keeps it very fresh in my mind. That's what
100.
I talk about. Like I always say, keep the sword sharp, right? Being of service is one of them, but I have to continue to be that open vessel and walk with the power in order to show up in with the power for that person to be service, right? Because a lot
Hmm.
and back in the day, I was walking sometimes with myself when I was being of service to others. You get what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
no, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
being that open vessel, like having the clear-cut vision for who I want the greatest version for myself to be and taking the action daily to create that version, I believe. And then sharing that with another individual. Doesn't even have to be people in recovery. You know,
Well,
I've
you're exactly right. And I saw you on social media. Why don't you plug your Instagram page for everybody that doesn't already know?
sure it's at Frank Parisi 2011.
At Frank Parisi 2011. Yeah, I saw that you were on tour or that you did some motivational speech
Oh, with
in front of,
Dr. Kelly, Dr. Rob.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of
it
that. I
was like
spoke
last week, right? You
Yeah,
were.
I've spoken at several different events. I spoke at the cardiogenic shock conference that was held in Mexico and in America with my doctors, and then I spoke with Dr. Rob Kelly and Adam Jablin
Mhm.
down in San Antonio, Jason Turner at the Neuro Hero conference. And then actually the year of my transplant, my anniversary, I was asked to speak at a mastermind, a blue collar mastermind a few weeks ago out in South Carolina,
That's what it was.
which
Yeah.
was super cool, man, because that's stepping out of the recovery scene as well.
Mhm.
And just I was actually talking to blue collar entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
just been a super cool experience. Like I'm working with the American Heart Association. There's like all this cool stuff.
Oh,
I'm being
that's
interviewed
awesome.
by magazines, and I'm just honestly, guys, you know what I'm doing, dude? I'm just completely like in complete. This is how I'm living my life. Complete prayer, staying
Yeah.
open, and then watching and walking the path that I see to be correct to walk. Like everything that I'm doing has to be in alignment,
Yeah, yeah,
and who I'm
Yeah.
doing
absolutely.
it with. It's a beautiful thing, though. I'm so grateful.
Man, I love your passion. Like you right here make me want to write a book now. I love
Oh,
your passion and
no
everything
pun.
Dude, I
you
have
did.
guys that I have a guy that'll help you do it. It's
Yeah,
it's an amazing process. I'm
It's no
telling you
pun
right now.
intended. It's no pun intended, but you just got to have your heart into it, right?
That's
Like,
it.
you
I
know?
mean, really, if everybody could just go through what I went through, because
Yeah.
that's the other thing, guys. Listen, when you go through what I went through and you get on the other side of it, you realize how precious life is. Like, there's no restart. Go on the vacation, ask the girl out, get married, take the job, start the business now,
I love it.
today. Today,
Yes.
don't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's not even, it might not be promised. And on top of that, embrace it. Even embrace the suck of it. You know,
Yeah.
like
I love it.
even when I got out of the hospital, I got punched in the face in business. Embrace it. So you pivot. You know what I mean?
I,
I'm not
I'm
with,
going
I'm not
love
with the
that.
other company anymore, but that's okay because God's everything.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, me personally, I'm not having the best of mornings this morning, right? For whatever reason, professionally, personally, this morning is just I could use a reset, right? Like it was one of those days where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I just want to go back to bed and restart this day over, right?
Start it.
Today is that day, right? But you're exactly right. Like you could look at it as, okay, today is crap and it's a shit day, and or you could look at it as a lesson. Like, what can I take from this experience that just happened or whatever, and say, how can I look at it as a positive and as a teaching tool and a learning experience for my days to come, right?
Perfect.
And so
Yes.
I I was in an Uber actually yesterday. My wife and I went on a day date, called an Uber, guy picks us up. Shout out to Ray in San Diego. He and I are having this conversation in an Uber, right? Ray had the most beautiful outlook on life that I'd ever heard anybody like in a very long time. And I'm like, hey, Ray, how's your, I didn't know his name at the time, but I'm like, hey, how's your day going? And he was like, beautiful. My day is going beautiful. Now, what kind of significance is that? I don't, at the time, you could say, oh, okay, well, he said it's beautiful, right? But I'm a big believer in the energy around you is the energy that you carry,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
If you
Absolutely.
have a negative outlook on life, you're walking around with this black cloud, and poor Matt or poor Frank or poor Chris, and it's always raining, right? And I catch myself sometimes when someone asks me, hey, how's your day going? And I always say, well, I can complain, but nobody's listening. So it has a negative connotation to it. So when Ray said, my day is beautiful, and that's it. And then I just see him like he was excited. He just started his LLC. He's going to start a transportation company. He's going to hire a couple of drivers. He's going to expand what he's been doing. And I'm like, I'm so happy for him because it's the way, it's the mindset, the way you look at things, right? So I told Ray yesterday when I got out the Uber and he dropped me off at the Padres game, I said, hey, Ray, I'm going to steal this from you from the rest of my life. Someone asks me how my day is going, I'm going to say beautiful. Is that okay? He was like, Matt, he was like, that would be amazing. God bless you, my friend. So, like, does Ray have his own problems? Ray's got a wife. He probably, all wives kind of cause headaches sometimes. No offense, wives, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter, but his outlook was just phenomenal. And I'm going to start using that because I don't like that gray, that black cloud hanging over my head. And you have that energy, Frank. You have that, hey, like cards are going to be dealt to me. I'm going to play the cards I'm handed, and I'm going to want to be positive.
Bro, you gotta be like water. You gotta be like water. You gotta be like water. You gotta go with the flow. Don't fight the current.
I like that one.
Like water.
You gotta be like water, bro. Listen, when I was in the hospital, okay, I didn't even know what was wrong with me. Nobody knew. The doctors didn't know what was wrong. I woke up every morning. I used to listen to a song. My friend Jamie, he was a second hand as a hip hop. I used to travel with them. I was in one of their videos. He passed away. He had a song, Loving Life. I woke up loving life every morning, bro. Even after my transplant, you see my social media, right after my heart transplant, the worst pain of my life. I wrote, I'm grateful to be alive to feel the pain.
Yeah.
You're in the game, bro.
Yeah,
you're in the game.
As long as your eyes open up, everything
you're
else
in the game,
bro.
Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you wake up to that fact, you'll start doing more.
Yeah.
I'm like doing everything right now. Nothing's stopping.
Oh yeah, you're
I mean,
everywhere
like, no,
on social media. I see it. You're
we're
doing
doing
so.
shit.
So
We're doing
Matt,
shit, you know? And
Yeah.
that's it, man. It's like every day's a get like I listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story, okay? Because I don't care. I was just in New York. All right. I'm just in New York now. Last week, Saturday. Today is Monday. I go see Lion King
Yeah.
with my
the,
son.
so
Yeah.
Take
the
my son to
musical,
see
the
Lion King
Broadway.
with my wife,
Yeah.
my son, and my mother.
The play.
Bro, I'm in Lion King, bawling, crying, bawling, crying because I'm Simba's dad,
Mm-hmm.
and my son is Simba.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching my son lessons in life, bro. And when Simba's dad goes, Simba looks up and he goes, Dad, what are those lights in the sky? And Simba's father goes, those are everybody that's not with us anymore that looks after us. And he goes, Dad, are you going to be with me forever? And he goes, no, son, I'm not. One day I'm not going to be here, but I'm going to be looking at that star.
Yeah. You're gonna be one of those lights. Yeah.
I'm
Damn.
just gonna go ahead and say, since you got a little vulnerable, I will too. That touched my heart right there. You guys know
Oh,
that I lost my dad, and we had that conversation when I was a kid too. Like, you're not gonna be here forever. Like, what do you mean? So that just like touched me right there,
oh,
man.
dude, just beautiful, but being able to be in that moment
Mm-hmm.
with my son and experience this, hug on him. Like, oh man, I'm in the moment, bro. Every day, there are no bad days. Every
Yeah.
day is a blessing.
So there's
Man,
no bad days, they're just bad moments. Like,
In the
there's
bad
moment
moments.
and
Yep.
you feel it, it's like I always say, there's a regular scheduled program.
yeah.
You
There's bad
feel your
moments, but never bad
emotions.
days because you're in the game.
That's right, bro. We're alive, dude. We're alive, bro. We're alive to feel, to eat, to taste, to love, to listen to music. Like sometimes I listen to music, guys, and I'll be like, feel the music because what if I don't get to hear this song again?
Yep. Man, I love your passion. I know I've said that again
Appreciation.
and again, but it is
But I want
phenomenal.
to wake people up to this stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
Appreciation of the
if you're
moment.
listening to this and you
Being
don't get
present.
inspired, something's wrong with you.
I
Yeah.
mean, feel it. Like go love on your people. Hard today. More. Tell them who, like, don't lose, like, don't wait. Like, we're all dying. Every day we wake up, we're closer to death. Not that death is even real, but this journey ends. You
Yeah.
know, so go create it. We're in a dream, really, anyway. So create your dream. Like, would you like if this was it, Matt? If today was it, what's the vibration you want to be in? Regardless of whatever external shit happens in our life, that doesn't matter. Everything's internally. It's how I respond to whatever happens. Let's say I get in a car
Yeah.
accident. I could be angry about that, or I could be like, I'm grateful I'm
Happy you
alive.
didn't die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
perspective. Everything in life.
Yeah. You're exactly right. You're exactly
Glass
right.
is half full.
This is why we keep coming. We keep bringing you back, Frank. Like this is. I'm
Well,
sitting
Matt,
here thinking while you're talking. I'm listening to you. Don't get me wrong, but I'm sitting here because you're striking a chord, and I'm thinking like, how like okay, yeah, that event in my life a couple days ago or yesterday or whatever it was kind of shitty, and I let it get to me, but I could have looked at it like this, and it wouldn't have been as bad because now I can take that knowledge and apply it to future, encounters or
Experiences.
interactions or whatever,
Mhm.
right? And so
Yeah.
like how can I just tweak my perspective? Just that's all it is. It's like it's just
Oh, it
not
is.
to,
It's all in
just
here, bro.
tweak
The
tweak
whole
it,
game. I
yeah,
learned this. I
yeah,
learned this in suffering, my
and
friend.
tune into different vibrations because it's
Yes.
different vibrations.
Audit your circle.
Yeah,
Only stay in the vibration that aligns with you. That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to explain. See,
yeah,
my business that I was in had to separate because the alignment wasn't
it
there.
wasn't there. Yeah.
So God, the universe, when you're tapped in, will do things for you to clear energy out so that new correct energy will move in. As long as we're
yeah,
aware and we continue to audit our circle, like continuous, like just because you know people for a long time That's great, but are they helping you to progress or grow or elevate?
Yeah.
And if they're not, for me, I like it's limited time here. And some certain people are seasons in your life, and then there's the
Yeah.
constant. But if
Yeah.
we're not growing in the same path, or you helping me to level up, or I'm helping you to level up,
Yeah.
there's no purpose for relationship. There's no more
No.
superficial at this point. So
Yep.
constantly bring that good energy into my life. It helps me to vibrate up. That's why I like going back home to New York. I'm very loved and supported. I go back there, I come back vibrating high, even higher. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I go where I'm loved. I pour into the people that pour into me.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Golly.
I love that.
I could have you on. We could have you on for hours, man. 24 hours marathon of Frank, right?
Well, Matt, I
Dude, buy
actually,
my book.
Frank, you just gave me an idea, and I'm gonna have to ask for your permission because Matt asked Ray permission to steal it. So I'm gonna ask you, can we steal this? And we're gonna do embrace the suck shirts, and it's gonna be Frank Parisi like edition.
I love it. I
I
fucking
love that
love
one.
it, dude. When you embrace the suck, you grow. And then every time you get the fucking arrow shot at you, I'm sorry for cursing. Every
Yeah.
time you get the arrow shot at you, you're like Braveheart. What could stop you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, you know what it is? We've built like a civilization that's become very easy for all of us. You know what I mean? Not everybody
Very
has,
much.
us as people in recovery, we've had hard lives, but not the whole world has. You know what I mean? We've had our struggles. When you go through hard stuff and you overcome it, I mean, the character that you build, the human being that you become, it's I just want more of it. I don't, not that I want to go through heart transplants, but I don't ever waver from hardship because it's always brought me growth.
It's a
It's
growing
always
tool.
brought me growth. And that's why I step into different businesses and I've always like, I didn't
Yeah.
ever follow the path in life, man. And I got different results because of it. And I've probably been ridiculed for it and I've gotten punched in the face a ton. But dude, I don't mind getting punched in. Like I got this past year, I got punched in the face between my heart and between business. But I do it with a smile because it's part of the process, bro. If
It's
you
part of
want to
life.
grow and become better, this is what it looks like sometimes, man. You know what I mean?
So
That's why I talk about sharpening the swords, man. It's like never giving up. Having that code of conduct, those core values, those principles, the agreements you make with yourself from the vision that you have for what you want your life to look like in all areas of your life, and then taking massive action and shutting the noise, making sure the circle, auditing that circle is
Yeah.
with you riding. Get the fucking rest out, bro. You know
the
what I
ones that
mean?
don't help you.
Get them out, bro. They slow you down. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if I've known you for freaking 20 years. Like, dude, you gotta
Yeah.
go, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just kind of tend to your yard, pretty much.
You
You know.
do, bro.
Yeah.
My pops growing up, when I was in high school, I had a lot of friends, or at least I thought I had a lot of friends, and I was always doing things with people. My dad told me, when you grow up, you're going to be able to count your friends on one hand, excluding your thumb. I'm like, you're crazy, Dad. Like, we're all tight. I literally talk to like one or two of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because I didn't like clean my garden because they weren't doing anything for me, but we all had different aspirations. We all had different
Correct.
goals, and
Yeah.
Everybody's got different
together
paths.
we weren't helping each other to those goals because we all had different goals. I mean, we're still friends. We just don't talk all the time.
Right. It
But
goes
yeah,
back to what Matt was saying, right? Like you get influenced by who, we are
right.
the sum of the 5 people we hang out with most. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
always important for me to constantly, because listen, where I come from, I'm a self-educated, self-taught, and I learn from other people. Books and people is how I've gotten to where I've gotten. So I always made sure to surround myself with people that were smarter, better. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's how I was able to level up in life.
You never want to
Yeah.
be the smartest person in the room.
Never, bro. Never. I always
No.
want
I
to be
agree.
pushing myself.
Never. Never want to be the smartest person in the room. Because if you are, you're the dumbest one.
Yep, because you're not learning anything.
You're not learning anything.
Not helping yourself. Yeah.
Huh.
So, give the audience one more time your Instagram handle, how they can find you, and where they can order the book.
Sure.
And
My
we're gonna do a giveaway
Instagram.
real quick too.
Yes, my Instagram is at Frank Parisi 2011. And then my website, you could order my book on my website. It's frank Parisi.com. The pre-sale's happening now. The book will launch August 1st on Amazon. So if you order the pre-sale now, you can order the bundle, you get an autographed copy. I'll
Nice.
ship it directly to you. If not, you could wait till Amazon August 1st and you could get it that way as well.
Get it that way. I love it. I love it. I'm sure it's a great read. I cannot wait to read it myself. And again, thank you always for, I know Chris is going to do a giveaway, but I just want to give you your flowers before we sign off. Thank you for always being a friend of the show and being that light that you are. And I really do appreciate you, my man.
Man, I appreciate you guys, bro.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure having you on. So tell us what you want the listeners to do to get this free book. So obviously they got to follow you. They got to follow us. Now
follow me, and then my sobriety date is July 31st, 2011. The first person to comment that will get an autographed signed copy and t-shirt. Just tell me your size.
Nice.
Awesome.
July 31st, 2011. It's been a ride, huh, Frank?
Dude, coming up on 13, my brother.
13 years.
Let me tell you something. If I had never found recovery, I never would have been in growth mindset. There's no way I am able to face what I have and overcome it like I have, and still what I still face.
Yeah.
With my
Yep.
All because of recovery.
It's an amazing story, my man.
I want to say one last thing real quick, Frank. There's a saying that has been stuck in my head since I can remember. And it's, the goal isn't to live forever, but to create something that has, or that will. And you, my friend, have. So good job on that.
So grateful, bro.
Yep.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, man.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next time I'm in Austin, I'm hitting you up, man.
Bro, please. Are you kidding me? Please. 100%.
We're going to Opie's. We're going to Opie's.
Bro, we're going to go have a good time.
Let's
100%.
do it. I love that place.
All right,
guys.
All right, take care. Until next week, guys.
Next week.
Soon.